I think it's important that no one single person have the ability to do all of the functions necessary in the assessing and collecting of property taxes, that it go through a number of elected officials' hands to make sure that it is all done appropriately and fairly to the citizens and taxpayers of the county, that there's accountability.
Welcome back to the county seat. Okay, it's time for us to begin our tour of the elected offices. One of the most important things is assessing and collecting. You know the old saying, it takes money to make the world go round. It's true in business, but it's also true in government, because without tax dollars, we wouldn't be able to provide schools or municipal services, police, fire protection, mental health, and a host of other benefits that the counties provide to make our life quality improved. But there's also a sacred trust, because collecting taxes is dealing with our money. To make sure that process is done correctly, they divide county functions of assessing and collecting into 4 or 5 different departments, depending upon which county you live in. But no matter where you live, it starts out in the field.
The county surveyor's office provides the information and data necessary for the county recorder to map in the ownership plats in that taxing process of what the shape and size of a section might be.
A section, quarter section, or corner is marked by a monument which is physically anchored into the ground. These monuments are then used in maintaining accurate surveys in order to provide for certainty in the boundaries of real property. The information collected by the county surveyor is then recorded with the county recorder, the central location for keeping track of all records that have to do with ownership of property within the county.
The purpose of the records is a perpetual record of the land transactions and what's happened to a piece of dirt, who the owners have been, who's had interest in it, what kind of encumbrances it might have. Also, the record serves as public notice for transactions that occur. Without the public record, there's no basis for taxation of the property, and essentially the recorder begins that real property taxation process. The office of county recorder is to keep the record pure. And I love the word pure because that portends perhaps a granite, rock, mountain type of stability in the county records, and it's not a moving target.
Once a pure record of the property is placed into the system, then it's off to the assessor's office, where fair market value of both real and personal property are determined as part of the taxation process.
The assessor's responsibility is to discover all property that's taxable in the county and to value that property. There's a number of aspects that you have to look at in terms of the economy and the physical characteristics, and trying to determine what would a willing buyer pay to a willing seller. What is that number? And then in our environment where we're appraising large numbers of property, how do we do it effectively in terms of cost and ensuring that there's quality in those answers that we have? I like to think of from a macro perspective. Instead of looking at individual properties, we're interested in individual values, but looking at neighborhoods as a whole, looking at what's happening with an entire neighborhood or an entire area within a community. We strive to appraise at fair market value, but it's more important that we're equal and uniform in the application of those values so that everyone pays, in effect, their fair share.
Once a value is determined by the assessor, then the tax records go off to the auditor, who will look at the valuations, the needs of the county, and set the tax rate. But setting taxes is not all that happens behind this door.
The auditor is responsible for the financial information of the county, and so any money coming into the county initially comes through the auditor's office. Between the auditor's office and the treasurer's office, we provide the checks and balances for the county. So money coming into the county is receipted into my office and then taken to the treasurer's office, where there it's deposited into the bank account. Our office is responsible for the payroll and accounts payable functions for the county. So we issue those payments from here. We prepare the checks, and then the checks are given to the treasurer's office, who actually mails them out. That provides another checks and balances for the county. Another thing that the auditor does is prepare monthly financial statements that are distributed to each of the offices and the departments at the end of each month for management purposes, so they have an accounting from month to month of where they're at in accordance with their budget. The auditor also plays a key role in the real property tax system throughout the summer months. Primarily is when we're dealing with that, and the auditor sends out the valuation notices that are mailed to each one of the property tax owners.
I know it seems complex that so many different departments are involved in the process of taxing, but there's a reason. Because it creates a wall of separation which both acts as a safeguard and assures transparency in the taxing process. That way, everybody knows what everybody else is doing, and you can be rest assured that your tax dollar is being handled properly.
All throughout the year, we also collect all of the monies that come into the county from all of the different departments that collect money for their services, such as building permits. We have marriage licenses, we have passports, we have our recording fees for a recorder's office, our Western Park brings in money, our landfills. All of these different departments are collecting monies, and all of those monies come to the treasurer's office for me to bank and to invest.
Well, that covers the offices that you have a chance to vote for within the county that have to do with taxation. When we come back, we'll talk about the Chief Jurisdictional Officer for the county.
Whatever your meeting needs may be, Sevier County is perfect. The brand new fairgrounds facility includes a large meeting hall, breakout rooms, and a perfect kitchen facility to feed just a few or hundreds. The county also boasts the Sevier Valley Center on the campus of Snow College Richfield. This facility includes an arena and numerous breakout rooms that can be used for any type of meeting, conference, or event. When planning your next meeting or conference, consider placing it in the center of it all, Sevier County.
There aren't a lot of places in this world where you can feel truly free and wild, where the horizon invites you to set off on adventure. In Tooele County, you'll find just that. Explore the Benson Grist Mill and step back in time. Find yourself on a trek through our canyons. Tooele County. Experience endless horizons.
Rediscover your sense of adventure. Welcome to San Juan County. Discover the past. A change of place. Utah, San Juan County, where life is elevated.
Industry is the symbol of Utah. Beauty is what makes it unique. Nowhere else are these two qualities exemplified, like in Uinta County. Oil and gas extraction, pioneer history, the spirit of hard work and integrity that feed our state. Built in the middle of the most spectacular backdrop in the West, isn't it time you found the balance you've been looking for? Uinta County, Utah, where industry meets inspiration.